been having a little think about this, and I just wanted to communicate it to everyone because I know people are going to agree with this. I think one of the things in life for many people in England and many people around the world, and I've lived in places like Ethiopia, Haiti, Finland, Switzerland. I've visited many countries, and I think one experience that people gel over, not all people, but people of a certain way who click, and that is the feeling of agreeing with people or one person or your mates or even people from work or just people on your wavelength that you're gonna go to the pub and you're gonna get some beers. It can be a hot summer's day, it can be a cold winter, you can be stressed or you can be fully relaxed, but just that feeling of being like, right, we're doing this, we're gonna make this happen, and you get down there, you get a little wriggle on down to the pub, you arrive, your mate's there, little nod, how's it going, man? A few other people walk in, wait, what's going on, boys? That kind of thing. You all order a round in, or you get your own pints in, or whichever way you want. Germans probably get their own pints in, or the Dutch, I don't know. Got a bit political there for a second. Anyway, you sit down at the table and you've all got your beers in, and just that feeling of just like, right, we're here, the beers are in, everything else can do one. Your worries are at the door. We don't want to hear about your work's trouble. We don't want to hear about whatever nonsense is going on. Beer, chat shit, have a word with each other, giggles, bit of a piss take. It's just all there on the table, just people enjoying each other. And that feeling is just, it's a top tier experience. And I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's not about getting annihilated drunk or whatever. I would love it from having 2 pints or 3 pints. It's just that kind of je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to explain it, but if you've lived it, you know it. And it's a beautiful thing. And just getting in a round of decent pints and just having a go on them, having a sip, having a gulp, enjoying it, and listening to what nonsense your mate's got to have to say, and waiting for your other mate who you know is going to say something fucking hilarious because this guy's got a bit too serious or is a bit too emotional or whatever, and you just see a little glint in his eye and you're like, he's about to fucking ruin him, and I cannot wait for it kind of nonsense that's going on. I love it, mate. I live for it, and it's fantastic. And for me, that is beers. Beers are just a way to be social, for like a communal experience, and it's something about it, whether it's the amount, like, you know, it's a pint, it's a lower alcohol content than, you know, something stronger. It's just the experience of the 20 minutes, half an hour, or whatever, of sipping that pint and just gradually getting into a groove. It's just a beautiful thing. It is really, it really is a beautiful thing. I get so excited about it, and it's never dissipated. I'm 38 and it's never gone away. And it's not a sense of like binge drinking or whatever. It is just a few beers with your boys or girls and just enjoying each other and enjoying the beer. And I think that's what connects people. I go to Finland a fair amount, and the Finnish people during the daytime can be a little bit quiet, a little bit reserved. But you meet them in the pub or the bar and have a couple of beers with them, and oh, mate, you can't stop them. They are fantastic. Same. I used to. I mean, I work for humanitarian agencies. I've been to some conflict zones and some disaster zones. People are going through really hard times. I used to go and try and mingle with the locals, and they would be very, very wary of foreigners. But if you go into a bar in a one donkey town in Ethiopia and you order a couple of Georgis or whatever beer they've got, and you sit down and you get some food in, some tips or something, some Doro what, some chicken, and you have a few beers, the people will open up to you, and that's the beauty of it. And that is beers, and wherever you go in the world, that vibe happens, and everyone has their own different version of it. The Germans, they love beer halls and they love big songs and clinking giant glasses together and all the tradition, but it's still the same thing, and that is people coming together and like gradually kind of letting their guard down. And the same thing, you walk into an English pub, it could be the roughest pub in London. You go in there, you might get a bit of a hostile reaction, but you go to a pint, you order whatever, a pint of London Pride. Yeah, you have a couple of them, start talking to the old geezer in a flat cap down the bar. He talks about whatever nonsense that he's want to talk about, whatever political issue. You give your side. You'll come to some sort of understanding. You'll understand each other, and you can have a bit of a word with each other, and it's just a fucking beautiful thing. And I love it, and that's a big reason why I love beer and why I love brewing my beer and trying different beers. Is not just the beer itself, but it's the whole experience of beer, and it is the whole social side. Not only I love brewing beer and seeing how people drink it, and the reaction that I get in terms of the taste and the flavors, and people who drink beer, and maybe there's someone that's never really tried a certain style of beer, or they're just used to a kind of like a macro lager, and you're giving them something really craft, and just them realizing that beer can be a whole experience, beyond just this slightly fizzy, slightly, I don't know, piss watery macro American thing that they drink sometimes. That's great, but also I love it when people come over to my place and everyone is pouring their own beers, and the atmosphere just gently switches into that same mode that I've just talked about, and it's facilitated by the beer, and it doesn't get out of hand. It's not people doing shots of vodka. It's not like people on cocktails or whatever. It doesn't get too silly. It's just gentle. 4, 5, 6 pints, people start getting a bit merry, and it's just a beautiful experience, and that's why I love it. And yeah, I don't know why I wanted to record this video, but I feel like people will understand me. And yeah, I meet people around the world who are just on that wavelength, and some of them are, I when I was in my younger years, it wasn't about the beer. The beer was a means to an end of partying and blah blah blah. And as I've matured, I've learned so much about beers, and I guess people who are really into wine probably say similar things to me, and I just happen to get into wine. I mean, into beer, but someone who's really into wine could probably say the same thing. And it's not about a means to an end. It is the experience in itself. And beer is just, you know, centuries, 1,000. It probably, it goes all the way back to like Mesopotamia or whatever. It has been the life source of mankind, and I feel like it is encoded into our DNA. Like, and that's possibly a controversial thing to say when, like, there's some religions that will outright ban alcohol and stuff, but beer has been essential to human survival. It is a form of hydration which doesn't risk pathogens, etc. And so it has formed a basis of our cultures and our communities for a very, very long time. And I feel like it's almost like an ancient like experience when you're sitting around, and this is going to come across as such a, I don't know, such a like weird thing to say, but like that's what I get when I'm sat in the pub. It's like I wouldn't be sat here amongst you people without this shared connection of those taps over there and someone having the expertise to make a liquid which we can all enjoy, tastes fantastic, and also lubricates our social experience. And like sober people are like, you don't need it, blah 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 blah. But the whole culture of it, I love it. I love every aspect of it, and this is what my channel is about. My channel is about a love of beer, a love of the culture of beer, a love of what beer brings to the human experience, what it brings to communities, what it brings to individuals, the technical side of beer, brewing, the science, the understanding, then the drinking of beer, the flavors, the taste, all of that, but also just enjoying beer and enjoying people and enjoying experiences. And that's what I really tap into. And this is probably one of the most autistic rants on YouTube. But I don't care. So I've finished this glass already. Imagine this is full of beer right now because I've bloody finished it. But yeah, you get me. If you enjoy this channel, you know what I'm talking about. And here's to more beer, and here's to learning more about beer, and here's to connecting with other people around the world, regardless of culture, creed, political belief. You can always share a beer with someone. You can always have a drink. You can always converse and try to understand each other, and you can center it around whatever beer, as long as it's bloody good, and as long as you respect the culture and the history of it, because that's where we go wrong. In the modern age, macro beers have kind of taken over, and there's many people that just drink beer and it's flavorless and it's just a means to an end, and it has no meaning to it for them. And that's where you get into that kind of artificial bollocks and kind of nonsense pubs and bars with bad behavior and no culture and no respect and all of that. And I think part of it is that you're just not respecting the culture of what you are doing and the history of it. Drinking alcohol, drinking beers, is a human experience that's existed for thousands of years, and it is a crucial part of human development, and you should learn about it, and you should understand it, and you should respect it, and you should enjoy it, not abuse it. So anyway, I've ranted on for too long, but thought maybe someone might appreciate it. Cheers.